Dun 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 dun. It's Terry. And right here today, gosh, it's been a long time. Haven't seen you in a while. Happy birthday, Disneyland. Yes, indeed. And this is what you see in this picture. And here I am live. Happy birthday, Disneyland, which is happening this Friday. That's right, gang. This Friday, the 17th, is Disneyland's 71st birthday. Woo! So I wanted to come on, wanted to say, I miss you guys. I was going to say live, but that's not true. I haven't been able to do a recording for a little while because I have been a busy girl, and I'm sure you have too. So there you go. But I'm here today, and I just wanted to pop in and say, hey, because I want you to know that I'm going to be at the park, Disneyland, Anaheim, California, and I will be there for most of the morning and a bit of the afternoon, probably rope drop to about 4 or 5. It depends on, I am 69, so it may take a little bit. I might get a little tired or whatever, but I'm there. We're going to be at Coke Corner. I'm always at Coke Corner. I love Coke Corner. And we're going to have a lot of times, because I do this almost every year. I try to do this every year unless I'm doing an appearance elsewhere. But I usually block this date out because so many of you come to celebrate the birthday. So if you're planning on celebrating the birthday, I want you to please, please, please come and see me, because I'll be there, like I said, most of the day, just there to give you a hug and talk to you, and whatever's on your mind. You want to talk about art, you want to just share with me some of your purchases that you got. I always do this. I love seeing you and everyone that comes by and says hello. So I just wanted you to know I'd love to see you. That's the day. That's this Friday, the 17th. For those of you who did not know that July 17th was Disneyland's birthday. But a ton of people are coming. My tribe will be there. Terry's tribe is going to be there. And it's just going to be amazing. So I hope if you're planning on going to the birthday that you swing by. And if you're not planning on it, tickets are still available. So if you feel like, taking a Friday and coming and seeing me for the birthday, that would be awesome. Be really cool. Also, while I'm at it, I'm going to also let you know that many of you are coming out for D23 to Anaheim. And again, at D23, I will be hovering around Disneyland, maybe hovering around D23, but I don't know. I'm not an official guest of D23. Oh, well. And, but I do love to see you all because I know you come from all over. I've got friends coming in from London and friends coming in from Paris, all these different places that they're coming in from, and I like to see them. So I usually shoot over there around Sunday, and then we have a get together in the evening. Well, this year, D23 kind of threw a little bit of a change of plans, and it's their right to do so, of course. So instead of having the Legends event at the Honda Center in the evening, they're doing it in the afternoon. And I have to tell you that if you aren't part of my Patreon page, you're going to get a lot of this. I highly encourage you to go to my Patreon page and join Terry's Tribe. It's only $5 a month. And it helps me just to be present. I'm going to be awesome. I'm going to be honest with you. It just helps me to stay present. But here's patreon.com/Terry Hardin, $5 a month. And you get a Zoom call each week. It's the only place you get to see me live, except for the birthday and D23 when I'm doing actual appearances. And then it kind of lets you know some of these little ins, because a lot of the people in the tribe are Disney, just really have their hands on the pulse of Disney. So I get to learn stuff early because of all these wonderful people. But feel free to swing over here, patreon.com. Check it out for a month. If you don't like it, go have a good time. But if you do like it, it's a great place to get together with like-minded people. And it's not only Disney. We are Lego, we are plays, we are movies, we are sometimes sports, sometimes we are all about, America. It's just great. It's just so great. No politics, no snarkiness. It's just a wonderful, happy place to be. Terry's Tribe, patreon.com. Go check it out. And you're going to be first and foremost. But you're listening to me today. So I'm also going to say, you're going to learn this too, if you don't already know it, The Legends event this year at D23 is in the afternoon. And we, many people were like, why? I never go, so I didn't ask why. But many people do because it's an event that's not to be missed. If you are a D23 aficionado, a lot of you like to go to this Legends event. And so it's at the Honda Center. They started doing that last year and maybe the year before. And this year, the question was, why the afternoon? Well, we learned that Mencken is having a concert, a big concert in honor of Mencken. And it's going to be back at the convention center, as I understand it. And it's going to be, you guessed it, in the evening. So it starts at 6. We're thinking it's probably going to go, what do you say, about an hour? If he's very generous, an hour and a half. So we decided the best thing to do this year was to have it at the picnic area next to the Disneyland park. Several reasons for this. First of all, many of you have dietary needs. Maybe you're not going to be that hungry. Maybe you're going to be starving. All you have to do is go to downtown Disney, grab some food, and meet us over there. Don't forget something to drink. Yes, don't forget something to drink. And we're going to gather there in the picnic area and we're going to have a good time. But this allows many of you who are coming in from out of town to go see Disneyland again, because isn't that what it's all about, really? So you'll have the opportunity to see the fireworks if you want to, and go into the park if you have a pass. You still have to make reservations, as you know, for the tickets and stuff. But if you got them, go, 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 right? So if you want to go, and it sounds like something that you'd like to do, you're going to be right next door at the free picnic area. And we just thought this was great because we could intermingle and shake hands and say hello and get together. And it's a place that all can come. So if you don't have a Sunday ticket, but you're here for the weekend and you don't have a Sunday ticket to D23, maybe you're planning on making that Sunday your Disneyland event, whatever it is. We are there and we are going to be there. I think I'll be there at like 7:30, but you can come anytime after 7:30. I'll be sort of, sitting there waiting for you to come and visit. So, and then it'll go as long as it goes. So, I hope you'll join me. I hope you'll check it out. And I'll be announcing it as we get closer to D23, but I wanted to let you know Disneyland is coming up. Yes, Disneyland is coming up on Friday, and I'll be there, and I'd love to see you. So, isn't that cool? It's very exciting. So, what have I been up to? Well, a lot of stuff. Um, I'm about to go to Africa in September for a month, and I'm very excited about that. And at the meet and greet, if you want to talk about it, you're welcome to tell me. I'll tell you what I'm going through right now. I'm full of doctor visits, vaccines, making sure certain visas are in place, the usual blah 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 blah. And it's going to be a safari where I sketch animals, and it's going to be really really cool. So I'm super excited about it. It's a gift from my dad. So it's a very, very special thing. But I did want to pop in and tell you that's what I'm doing. I'm also continuing to work on the Roly Crump chess set. Many of you have asked me about the Roly Crump chess set. For a while, it was a little difficult for me to continue on it. Nobody's fault, just some challenges I was having dealing with grief. And it wasn't just grief over my dad, it was just grief in general. When you get to be 60 some years old, people start to cross over, and sometimes it's a shock. It's really hard. And sometimes it hits boom, 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 like you're sitting there and then you lose one person, pow, and then you lose another person, pow, and then you lose another person, boom, boom, boom. And it's just, you're happy for them because they're crossed over, and that is the ultimate, right? But you miss them for you. You miss calling them up and talking to them. You miss their smiling face, bringing joy to everyone that they see. Margaret Carey. You just are. I wasn't prepared for my own personal self-centered sadness. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. You sit there and you say, I can't call her anymore, and I can't have lunch with her anymore, or I can't call that person anymore. And I have pictures, their pictures. In fact, if you're out there and you happen to see this video and you videotaped at Disneyana some time ago. So the Disneyana fan club, I think they were still NFFC, but I can't tell you for sure. Margaret Carey and I and Mark Silverman did a play. And if you happen to be there for that play that Margaret wrote herself and you recorded it, will you please reach out to me? Because I'm looking for that footage. I would really, really like to not only have that footage, but share that footage should she have a celebration of life. I want people to see one of my favorite moments, and Mark Silverman will remember this, and then any of you who were there to see this play that Margaret wrote. It was adorable, and we performed it for everyone at the NFFC years ago when Kendra Trahan, who is now Kendra Reed, was the president. So if you come across that footage, maybe you had your phone and you videotaped it or whatever. I was on stage with her, so we didn't get it. And I don't know if anyone else recorded it. So I'm just putting it out there and saying, if you happen to do it, please hit me up in the comments or message me on Facebook or wherever, reach out to me however you can. Google me, and you could probably even text me. I mean, so that would be fantastic. But just like I said, you deal with grief in your own special way. And my 1-2 punch happened because just before that, a couple months before that, a few months, well, it was probably about 3 months before, we lost Bob Burns. And Bob Burns has been my friend since I was 16 years old. Long story, I won't get into it, but if you know Bob Burns and the amazing Bob Burns, you're going to remember that he, among all the things that he did, and he was instrumental in being the catalyst for many careers that you know and love. Dennis Murin, Rick Baker, people that you adore. Me, Bob was a big instrumental part of that. Greg Nicotero, all these people, and I could go on and on and on and on. You could Guillermo del Toro. Guillermo del Toro talks about reading about Bob in a Monsters magazine and just opening up his head and making him feel, as a little kid in Mexico, he could do stuff because he saw Bob and he really wanted to go see Bob. So some of these iconic people, Peter Jackson, all these iconic people that you love have a tie to Bob in some way. Bob Burns and his wife Kathy, and it's been a challenge. It's been a challenge to deal with that grief that I don't have him. He was so helpful on many things that I did when I was sculpting the I was doing a piece. I can't remember what it was. Oh, I showed him the organ from Haunted Mansion, and he said, that's the organ from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. So I have been working on that organ like forever. It's big, the sculpture of it. I just keep putting it aside for things like the Roly Crumb chess set. And he told me that the actual organ was in the Haunted Mansion, and I'm sure many of you knew that, but I, at the time, did not. And he sent me tons and tons of pictures for reference. If I couldn't find something reference, forgive me, there's a hangnail here that's wanting to just interrupt me. Don't you just hate that? There we go. Oh, so much better. Goodness gracious, that was awful. Anyway, yes. So Bob Burns was just this magical, wonderful guy, and his wife Kathy, and he used to do fantastic Halloween shows. But more importantly, if you're a collector of DVDs and you love certain films, I was a crazy person over 1950s horror films. And if you're someone who loves 1950 horror films like Invasion of the Saucer Men, if you liked um, um, Day the Earth Stood Still, if you liked, um, oh gosh, Mission to Mars, if you liked, I think it was called Mission to Mars, forgive me if I'm wrong, um, Phantom Planet, some of you are going like, huh? These are black and white films that are just phenomenally fun. Just so fun. You will see them and you'll go, why does she like these movies? But as a kid, And as a kid, it was great. And Bob had in his museum a lot of these wonderful items that he would hold up and explain to you, like Robot Monster, which is one of my favorite. He would hold up the helmet and go, "This is actually the helmet from Robot Monster." And he would tell you stories about it, all kinds of stories. Invaders from Mars. He would go, "Hey, check this out." The time machine with, the very, very beautiful time machine with the big dish behind it, that time machine. He had one, and you could sit in it and pretend like you're going back in time when you visited Bob. He was just a world of wonder and beauty and excitement, and the sweetest guy you ever knew. And when he went, it was hard for all of us. We knew he's in a better place. He's with his wife, for one thing, his beautiful wife Kathy, and he's doing well. I'm sure, he's doing well, as is Margaret. Margaret gets to sit and chat with Walt now. I mean, how fun is this? So for them, it's awesome. But for us on Earth, we miss them. We miss them terribly. We miss our conversations with them. And if you got to meet Margaret Carey, she was nothing but joy and sparkly and loving and sweet and just one of the things I'll leave you with, if you got to meet Margaret, you would always ask if you could get a picture with her, and she was always accommodating. In fact, she was so accommodating to doing the picture with you that she always sat in front of her booth. Many of us sit behind the tables at events where you can kind of meet us at conventions and stuff, but she always sat in front. It was a design because she knew that as she was getting older, it was kind of nice to just sit and relax and visit people. And then she could stand up when she wanted to, sit when she wanted to, depending on the height of the people that she posed with in picture after picture after picture. But she'd always say, "I'm going to show you how to take a picture." And she would say, "Okay, I want you to look down and I want you to count to three, 1, 2, 3, and then raise your head and smile." This was so your eyes would open up, because you know how when you're standing waiting for the picture and all of a sudden your eyes kind of do this, or you do this like deer in the headlights. She really wanted you to have your absolute best picture, so she always had you look down. And man, she would check you. "You're not looking down. Look down." And you'd look down, and then she'd go 1, 2, 3, up, and you'd go up, and you'd have this bright, shiny face, and she'd have a bright, shiny face, and you got the best pictures ever. So there's all kinds of little stories like that. We used to have lunch all the time when she was here in California, and I called her often, as many did who knew her, and she'll be missed. In fact, here's the thing that's so interesting about Margaret Carey: always thinking about you. Always thinking about you. I mean, so much so that before her passing, she recorded some videos, and if you go to Tinkerbell Talks, and you can watch her talk to you, because did more she did more, and her best friend and agent and colleague and longtime sister from another mother, Linda Swisher, was always there, and she's one of the ones that helps run it, along with Margaret's, I think her son's involved in it or something. I could be wrong about that. I don't know who's actually running it, but I know that I've really enjoyed watching it each day. So if you miss her, like I miss her, you know, ow, 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 just occasional little ows. Because I did a beautiful sculpture of Tinkerbell. You may have seen her. And let me just see if I can find her. And Margaret and I used to get together and sign them together. So that's the whole, I'm going to move and see if I can show you guys. I probably should have had this pulled up. Me and technology. Just know that me and technology, it's always will it really work? But I'm going to come down here and see if I can automatically come down here and show you if I can find it, because when you want to find something, you never know. On my Patreon page, we talk a lot about what you can do with your pictures or your pieces to not do what I'm doing right now, which is scrolling through picture after picture going, "Where is my lovely shot of my art piece?" So I'm just going to keep scrolling and talking to you while I scroll quickly, and we'll see if we can find it. Because I know it's in here because it's very, my book's in here. Wedding pictures in here. Those are not it, guys. So we'll just keep looking. It won't be long now. I think I'm in the vicinity. There she is. There's my girl. Okay, so many of you own or like to own this piece right here. This is my Tinkerbell tiptoeing across the map. She's very popular. In fact, if you read the book on Martha Blanding, Martha actually quotes that her favorite sculpture is mine, and this is that sculpture that she has fallen in love with. So Margaret and I at a let me just show you. Let me put my face somewhere. Oh, we should put my face on the other side. There you are. Hi. Margaret and I, this sculpture right here, I did it, and then we were at a candlelight thing, and Margaret was there and I was there. And we happened to just walk into the Disneyana gallery. I think it was the gallery or Disneyana store. It was one of those two. And they pulled out a bunch of Tinkerbells. This is around 2005. They pulled out some Tinkerbells that they said they weren't sure were surprised they didn't have, the Disney cast members. This was actually offered at Disneyland. This is one of the pieces that was offered at Disneyland. And people love her. And the reason she is as wonderful as she is because Mark Davis, Alice Davis sent me turnarounds that Mark had done so that I could make her the best that she could possibly be. So she's a big favorite of everybody's, including Margaret Carey. And Margaret Carey signed one side and I signed the other side at an impromptu. We're both in the Disneyana store together. And we said, hey, I said, Margaret, you want to, whoever buys one, and I signed one side, she signed the other. And anytime someone finds it, you can still find it on eBay. I would say, go get Margaret's signature on one side and mine on the other, because they're super rare. My signature by itself is rare enough, but both of us, super rare. So it's a really special sculpture. It will always be special to me. And it was very special to Margaret. And then, of course, Martha Blanding said it was her favorite too. So she's a big favorite, but Margaret's spirit is that of that, and it's just marvelous and fabulous and wonderful. So you can still find her. Many people still find her. You notice there were little stitches looking at her from over. That was when I offered Stitch. I offer lots of little fun sculptures, but they sell out pretty quickly. Right now, my Cheshire Cat is available, and there's only like 10 out of 50. So they just go. But you can go to my website, terrihardin.com, click on online store, and you'll find it. Don't click on shop. That's photos and no, that's drawings and stuff. And I still can't get that site to work. But if you go to the store, the top one, then you can go to my Square store. You'll see it. It's my picture like that. And you can go in and on the front page, it shows some things that I have for sale. One of them is my remarkable and adorable and super cuddly, with eyes that glow in the dark, my Cheshire Cat. So I'm going to look at here at the top, I think. It's so hard to say which direction do you go to show the latest and the greatest things you were doing. And you never know which direction that is until you get there. But yeah, the Cheshire Cat is quite adorable. And let's see if I can find him. I don't know if I can find him. You know, this is one of the reasons that I often tell people, you know, you should do a fun little book because, you know, also designed pins. This is for Children's Hospital, Orange County. This is my Cheshire Cat pin. You are welcome to check him out too. I think I have, honestly, I think I have 7 left. That's it, 7. You can see how big the pin is and how colorful it is. Has this amazing little dongle on the bottom that says, "Are we having fun yet?" See, isn't that cute? And on the back, it's embossed with, it's for a chalk charity. So if you're interested in knowing how to do that, just reach out to me and I will tell you, because I only have like 7 left out of 150, guys. That's pretty impressive. The pin is this big. See? Look how big it is. Here, let me show you with this light. It's huge. See? It's huge. It's huge. It's huge. See? Look. If I take it out, it's really big. And it's $30 to the Chalk Foundation. So if you're interested in doing something like that, we can tell you how to do it. But look how cute. And it's huge. Yes, he's very happy. If you like the Cheshire Cat, this pin is lovely. On the back, I have autographed every single one. So here is the embossed signature, and then above it is mine. So it's really a lovely pin. It's also quite light, which is very nice. Last year I did one of Peter Pan and Tinkerbell, and it was so heavy it kept jumping off of people's hats and stuff, and they don't want to lose it, but it's $30 to my page on the chalk page, Chalkwalk page. You can actually go to chalkwalk.org and go in the search engine and type in Terri Hardin and my name will pop up. You can go donate once for $30 and then leave me your email and then reach out to me and we will get it to you. But there's only, I swear, only 7 left. So that's something just to talk about a little bit. I'm just catching you up on what's happening with me. So, because a lot of you were asking, what's happened to you? Well, broadcasting takes time, guys. It takes time and work. You know this. So, I'm really getting ready for my Africa trip, and there's a lot of things that it takes to get ready for that. Plus, I'm an older person, so doctor's visits are like, almost as consistent as having a cup of tea in the morning. That's not quite that bad. But there's a lot of visits. You need to do this and you need to do that. And oh, by the way, you probably should do this and buy the other thing because you're 69 years old, blah, 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 blah. You're now an older person, so you got to do this and this and this. There's exercise every day to keep strength and balance because the last thing you want to do is fall, right? So just a lot. And on my Patreon page, I'm there every week live. And I'm also there every week in a Zoom call where you can actually ask me questions. $5 a month, guys. What can I say? This is something that you may want to get in on. Up to you. No pressure, but you may have a question that you've been dying to ask me. And this is an opportunity that you can pop in and check it out. So, yeah, so if you go to my Square store, through my website, you can see the Cheshire Cat, which is available, a few pins that are available. When I'm at an event, some rare stuff, all kinds of wild new things that are happening. And the Cheshire Cat watch is out. I have a client, Frank Cohen. He is a designer of things electronic. So I was like a chief advisor on this cat watch. I'll show you this. You'll get a real kick out of this. So here is the Cheshire Cat watch, and it doesn't have sound, but I will play it for you so you can see it. It's available, and you just put your hand over it like this, and it does all kinds of cool, magical things. See that? Pretty neat, huh? Anyway, it's called a wearable. It is the Cheshire Cat wearable. So not really is its mission to tell time, but its mission is to have fun, and it actually interacts with other Cheshire Cat watches. It knows when another person wearing this watchable. This Cheshire Cat watchable knows when it's in the vicinity of another Cheshire Cat watchable, and they pounce each other. It's really fun. It's really wonderful. It is electronic. It is very magical. And let me just tell you, it runs for, I think the price on it is 300 and something. So check it out. Go to starlingwatch.com and you can check him out. But it really is a fun thing. If you're someone who loves interactive, cool, brand new stuff, that is a really fun, brand new thing. And I just got the new, Frank sent me an upgraded version and I'm charging it now. So maybe I'll show it to you the next time we visit if that's something that interests you. But it is very, very, very cool. Whoops. Okay, keep going. And so I think you're getting that there's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot, there's a lot, there's a lot. And I'm super excited about it. So coming soon, my pumpkin sculpting class. Don't go sign up for it now because I have to make sure about certain things. So before we do it, but I may even do an online course this year. So if you're someone who's really eager to learn about how to carve pumpkins the way you see on Outrageous Pumpkins, the show I was a judge on, if those of you are watching me for the first time and going, she looks familiar, and I did not go to school with her. It's because of the Outrageous Pumpkin show, which I've been a part of for a very, very long time, and it's a great show to be a part of. But I teach you how to sculpt like that, so it's kind of neat. No, it really is neat. It's not kind of neat. It's neat. It's really, really wonderful. All right, I'm still looking for my kitty. Up, I came close. I came very close. I came close. I saw him very close. But again, the main reason I'm on today, as I'm talking to you and scrolling through and looking for my cat picture, I'm going to be at Disneyland on Friday. So to celebrate the birthday, that's where I'm going to be, and I hope you too will join me because I am super excited that for another year I am going to be right there. So you can ask me any questions. You can take a picture. You can just say, hey, you know, I've been a Imagineer for a long time. I've met a lot of really wonderful people. And if I haven't met you yet, I would like to say, please come down and let me see you. Okay, I gotta swing through. Dip, 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 dip. Okay, I'm just flying through because I know that my cat is early. One of the reasons that I still have 10 Cheshire cats is because I say, hey guys, how would you like to see it for a while? And then I stop for a while. So I'm not always, promoting nonstop, but I'm just trying to see if I can find it for you. I'm finding all kinds of really fun things that you might be interested in seeing. But right now, I am just trying to find my kitty. Kitty, where are you? He seems to be eluding me, but then, after all, he is the Cheshire Cat. So, of course, the Cheshire Cat would try to hide from me a little bit. But we're just going to go through one more time. And if I can't find him, then I'll post a picture later. But I think you'll really love him. Um, he's on my website, the usual. And it's not all about selling. Just come and see me. The pumpkin class, you have to join that because it fills up so fast. But honestly, it's so much fun. And if you've never sculpted a pumpkin like this before, I want you to come and do that. Okay. You're just going to love it. It's really, really fun. But don't jump now. I'm still in process of getting things together. I'm a little bit slow on the uptake this year because of so much happening that I've had to. Oh, I was very close. There I found the clay of him. Here he is. Ha ha ha. Oh, I feel so good that I found him. So you can see him. So here he is here, and he looks really small here, but I'm just going to make him bigger. This is my Cheshire Cat. And it says, I'm not all there on the sign. His eyes glow in the dark. And then here's another one. He comes in some really cute paper, that paper underneath him, and in a very special box. But look, isn't he just so happy? So happy to see you. And he's just completely goofy. So you get, whoops, come on, come on. There we go. He wants to tell you everything about him as we go. There's another view, which of course, this is the back of him. He's super cute. Top of him. Oh, and then me at the last birthday party. How about that? Woohoo! Anyway, there you go. So lots going on. The Rolly Crumb chess set is in production. I am back on working on it. I'm also doing a Mushu. Well, I had an idea why to do a Mushu a couple years ago and then didn't finish him. So he's back out getting stuff done, painting, all kinds of wonderful things like that. So I've been busy, but mainly I've got some spinning plates in the air. And I know you do too. Not all good, not all bad, but a lot. Spinning plate, you know. Oh, I gotta add this now. Oh, I gotta add this now. Oh my goodness, and there's this. You know, not to mention that I don't know how many of you have tax season. Well, we all have tax season, but you have the kind where you have to itemize and you've got CPAs. I have a CPA who just, I work really hard to get it in so that he can give me the final like verdict on April 15th. And for some reason, he doesn't do that. So he files an extension for me. Now, not a big deal, except that 9 times out of 10, they wait until October when it's due. That's the extension comes to that. You all know what I'm talking about. And so it can't happen on October. I've got pumpkins. I've got so much stuff that is Halloween stuff that I'm doing. That really makes me nuts. Taxes are crazy enough without having to try and get him what he needs at a time when I'm so busy. Even for me, I'm busy. So I told him, you got to do it earlier. And this is one of the things that I'm going to him every time and going, dude, 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 let's go. Let's go. And it seems to be getting closer, but I got to keep on him. And you know, how many of you like to feel like you're just bothering them or you're babysitting them? I don't want to say babysitting because it could be offensive to him, but good grief, you know, last time finally he reached out to me and says, we're ready to get started again. And I was like, well, then let's go, you know. So I just am very impatient because I need it to happen. I asked them for May, June, and it's July, and I'm like, ugh. So another spinning plate is what I'm saying. This spinning plate, this spinning plate, this spinning plate. And that's the deal. So that's what's happening with me. Why don't you talk to me in the comments about what's going on in your life? The funny thing that I'm noticing, and it's not funny as in haha, but oh my God, is that we had a small flood in our laundry room. And I went, ah! My dog found it, which was really good. Bless her heart. And my husband and I went, eek, you know, because it's smelly and it's yucky. And you just go, watch out for the, watch out for the wood floor. But then I know just when that happened, I know 10 others who wrote about something flooding in their apartment complex, condo, or home. And I thought, what's up with the flooding? So, that's what I'm talking about. When you think you're on an even kill, God likes to throw you a curveball and then laughs all the way. You make a plan and God laughs, I guess is the quote. So it's been that kind of a situation off and on. And you just got to take a breath and then let yourself know that it's going to be okay. You could be a surgeon going through added stress, and as a result, life could depend on it. So at least things in my life, no matter how crazy they are, no one's going to get hurt or possibly be in a life-threatening situation because I'm not focused. Do you know what I mean? And that happens with most of us. If you're a surgeon out there, mwah to you, because I can't imagine the stress level that you are under, because you're a human being and you're going to have stress too. And your focus is laser. And I sit here and sometimes I just get so nutty crazy that it's a part of me that I don't like to tap into. And and then you kind of look in the mirror and see yourself getting all worked up over, I won't say the small stuff, don't sweat the small stuff, but because a lot of that small stuff is big to you. So that big, ah, you know, um, I'm having that situation right now with one of the places we're going into Africa. the website just keeps throwing me out, and I am really having a small, at first it was a big meltdown. Oh, my visa, oh my God. And then I said, hey, 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 breathe. You know, we've got some time before I leave, and just take a minute, do something else. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm going with a group tour, a really good group tour. And I highly recommend it for Africa, because Africa is not like Europe, where maybe you could just take a guidebook and walk around. It's a very wild country, lots of wild animals. And I mean, not the entire country, but a lot of the country. So if you're going to go looking on safari and stuff, there's things you really should not do, like drive yourself around Africa looking for animals, unless you are educated in the fact that they are indeed wild animals and what to do, but more importantly, what not to do. So go with someone who knows, is my philosophy when it comes to places like Africa. I actually like to go to just about any new experience with someone who knows, because it just helps me to better understand certain cultures and behaviors. And it's just a lot smarter, right? It's just smarter to know that country, to read about it, to understand it, and to be sure to know that state, like Florida, for example. And if you're from Florida, this isn't a diss, but with Florida, they have alligators, and they have black mamba snakes, and they have creatures that can be dangerous to you if you're not thinking. And when I first went to Florida, I went to visit my friend, and she was in one of those like gated communities, sort of gated communities, wasn't really gated, but it was gated, kind of. And all the backs of their homes, very beautiful homes, all the backs of their homes had a cage on the back. And I kept saying, it looks like a batter's box, with the cage that protects the people from any fly balls that go over the batter that he misses, or they fly ball that keeps it from hitting the audience. You know what I mean? And it's very interesting, not knowing sports like I do, that I'm using this analogy, which is kind of funny. But every back of the house had a cage. If they had a pool, it had a cage over the pool, right? And I went and I said, why all the cages? At night, do you get, B-52 bomber moths or something? And she said, no, no. And in the middle of all of these homes was a lake. And she said, just look out there. And he says, if you look really close, there is a little bump in the middle of this pond, like pond thing. It was more of a pond than a lake. And it was a gator. It was an alligator. So she said, when you're walking your dog, you have to be careful, because these gators are so fast. If you have a nice little tasty morsel of a dog, they'll come out and grab it. If you've watched YouTube, there's several really good videos where the people, I remember a guy with a stogie in his mouth, chased the alligator in the pond, beat on it, and pulled his dog out, who went running, and then told that gator to stay away from his dog. But it was the exact, so know your beasties. Know where you are. If you're by a body of water, it could have a gator in Florida. Just be careful. My friend and I were walking from Disney Springs, is it called in Florida, to our hotel complex. We did the beachy one, and we were walking, and there was the snake slithering right in front of us. Well, we're not going to pick it up or anything. But the guy coming towards us, going to Disney Springs, we were going out. He said, don't touch that. That's a black mamba. And we were like, what? And he said, no, seriously, you have to stay out of the brush, because that's where these animals rest. They're not coming for you, but there's a lot of animals that are in Florida that are dangerous to you. So just know where you're going is my point, right? So this is me studying Africa to the minutest detail. And it's going to be fantastic. But no matter how much you study for a trip, sometimes there's a touch of chaos. So the more you do, you're more prepared for the chaos, aren't you? At least that's the way I feel. Anyway, there's my little travel tip as we wrap this up. I've been talking to you for 45 minutes just to kind of catch you up. Have any questions, please feel free to post them in the comments over there. And I'm happy to talk to you. I've been a Disney Imagineer, and this is the interesting part. People will say former Imagineer. First of all, in your mind, you're never a former Imagineer. In fact, I've been an Imagineer since birth, and many of you out there that want to be Imagineers are the same. There is a mindset that Imagineers have that is different from many people. And I didn't realize this, but it's true. So when I became an Imagineer and started to work amongst amazing people that come together, not a lot of egos, and you create amazing things together. In my case, Dragon's Lair Paris and Big Thunder Paris, more than tongue can tell, right? But then afterwards, I left the company. The way that I worked was I was like a bee and I flitted from flower to flower to flower. It wasn't that I wanted to leave, but they were running out of work for me. So off I went. And I ended up working with Jim Henson and we ended up doing Muppet 3D theater. So I'm working on Muppet 3D theater and I'm going to Imagineering to work back and forth, back and forth. And then my project finishes at Imagineering and I come over and I finish with the Walt Disney Pictures and Jim Henson Productions and do quite a few things: dinosaurs, country bears, Muppet 3D theater, etc., etc., etc. Also great. Then I'm brought back to work on another project. So I'm away and then I come back because that's sort of the freelancer spirit. We're just like a bumblebee. We go from flower to flower. And it's nice because I don't stagnate as a creator. And also I don't like doing things over again. So I love, going and doing the thing. And Imagineering will call me occasion, at the time. They brought me back for Tokyo Splash Mountain. Did the boat and Tokyo Splash Mountain ride, which was with 15 other people. So it's not Terry designs the entire ride. No, 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 no. This is a team effort amongst iconic creators, which is great. Creative people that are just like your heart just goes pity pat because you just pinch yourself all the time. You go, oh, I can't believe this. Brilliant person, brilliant person, brilliant person. Oh, wait, brilliant person. Wow. It's pretty wild. But then what happened is when Shanghai came around, they brought me in for Shanghai, but I had already started a company. So I said to them, I said, how can I help you? And this can be you too. They bring in what's called a contractor. And that way they can bring you in when they need you. And then when they don't, they can say, hey, thank you, goodbye, and you leave. And that was the way I kept my company. So they pull me out of the drawer occasionally and I go, hey, let's go. And then they go, okay, Terry, that's it. And they put me back in the box in the drawer. So I'm a come here, get away, Imagineer. Now, recently, I've been more of a in the wings Imagineer. In other words, I haven't been invited to do projects with them, but that's okay because I am on my way to semi-retirement. If they need me, they know where I am, right? But if they don't, it's no problem. And it's just been a great relationship. But I will always be an Imagineer because you don't turn it off, right? You've always had this inspirational, forward thinking brain, which is me, a creative designer brain, which is me. I design costumes, I design characters, I design puppets, I design dot. Look me up, Google me, you'll see what I've been involved in. But the bottom line is it's not to tell you, pat yourself on the back. It's not that. It's to let you know that if you're this person, don't concern yourself with, how much you can do. This is good. Everyone loves a bargain. But if you're someone who does one thing and does it really, really well, there's nothing wrong with that either. You know what I mean? If you want to be an Imagineer, there's ways to do it. And on my Patreon page, we discuss it. So we all kinds of wonderful things happen there for $5 a month. Why? Because I want all of you to be able to get in and really experience it. And if you like it, you can stay without trading for food or gas, right? That's just my philosophy. Many contribute more because I over deliver. It's something I want to do for you. So if it's something that sounds good to you, Take a look, join for $5, and if you like it, stay, and if you don't, well, there you go, right? It's really up to you, but I have a great group of people. They're wonderful. They've been my family for years. It's just a great place for us to gather, and it's where I gather live, so I have time to do the characters that I'm doing here, my sculptures that I'm doing here, and I need to get them done, along with my desire to be semi-retired and work on my own art, which I'm starting to do. And there's a pull there. I think for years I had deadlines as an artist. And if you're an artist, deadlines are a common thing. But the nice thing is when you're retired or semi-retired, you set your own deadlines. And that is such freedom. And I've tasted it a little bit and I really like it. So it's become a battle between my deadlines I need to do and the deadlines I'd like to just, I'd like to just paint to paint, no matter how long it takes. I want to paint whatever. And I don't care how long it takes. I just want to paint it. Good or bad, this is the other freedom for you if you're an artist out there. You aren't really working for someone else's approval necessarily. I mean, we all like approval, right? But what I'm saying is I'm not doing my paintings aren't of Disney characters or Mattel characters or Chuck Jones characters. They are for charities, but where I'm going is my own. Like I feel like painting a flower, and I can take months and weeks and years with that flower if I want to. I can train with some of the most amazing artists and I can take my time. So this has been where I want to do a sketching tour. And I used to work a long time ago. He may not even remember that we touched base because I looked quite different back in the day when I was a under the roof Imagineer in 1987 and 97. But Aaron Blaze, who just did Snow Bear, I saw him and I saw that he was working on a project and I was so excited for him because I remember he was just a wonderful human being and he still is. And so I signed up for his courses and they've been great. He's been helping me to understand the essence of the animal so that if we are on safari and I only have 5 minutes to sketch it out, I can get the bullet points of the creature I am trying to depict. And then my husband is going to take pictures and it's going to come together in a painting, hopefully, when I get back. So that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. It's really exciting and it's really fun. You can train with him. My friend Will Kemp, who got me back into painting, a painter in Europe that I found on YouTube. Thank you, YouTube. Mwah. And just a brilliant, brilliant painter. And he's always exploring his own, what can I do to improve myself? So I love being on the journey with him. And I went and saw him last trip to London. I made a point to go out to Cornwall and see him because I just was very, very grateful for him and his support because I hadn't painted since I was 7. And all of a sudden I found myself with a commission and I was like, what do I do? And there he was just kind of talking you step by step on step. Will, Will, Kemp, Kemp. Look him up on YouTube, and you're going to be tripping. If you want to learn how to paint in acrylics, he does acrylics and oils. And when he does acrylics, he has lessons on YouTube that are free, so you can kind of practice with him and see that he's the right kind of teacher for you. And that's the thing that really got me excited about him. That is just perfect, and they're free. They're free, I mean, how sweet is this? How generous is this? And then when he has a training course, they're always reasonable. Just wonderful. And the same with Aaron. Aaron kind of focuses on animators because he is one. But oh my gosh, if you go see Snow Bear, which I believe is on YouTube, you're going to fall in love with that little piece. And he's gotten some really good awards and feedback on it. He worked on it for years, but more importantly, he has great courses where he talks to you about being a 2D animator and how some of the digital things can help you to incorporate into your hand drawing. So it's not about, ew, get away digital. It's kind of like, I like doing the animation board, but digital helps me do this and this and this and this. That's Aaron Blaze, and he's really, really, really talented. So learning is another thing you get to do, and I'm hungry for it. Every time I see something, I want to do it. So as retirement comes into the picture more and more and more, this is what I want to do. But I'm always available for Disney if they need something, and Henson's too. But the bottom line is that's that's a lot of stuff that I did, don't necessarily do, but I still love it, and I have a very clear picture of the companies and how much we, working with them and how it was to work with them and people I worked with back in the day. And we may be older, but we're so wise and we have so much to impart to you, which mainly for this new generation is take a breath, guys. Find some nature, sit in the middle of it, and breathe. Because a lot that I'm seeing from young people today, and I mean people from, say, 15 to 30, are anxious. And I want to just tell you guys, breathe. Just take a minute, close your eyes, and breathe. And you're going to feel better. And if you don't, therapy is not a dirty word. You can get some mental health help if you need it. I did. And I'm old school. I thought, having a psychiatrist or a therapist or someone like that would mean you're crazy. And it doesn't. It doesn't. It means that you are strong enough to ask for help. Nowadays, it's a tool like a paintbrush or a pencil that you use in art. Can be a very essential part to your well-being to create the best that you can possibly create. And with that, I will say goodbye. And how nice to see you all, and how wonderful to get to catch up with you. And I don't know when the next time will be, but know that I'm always thinking of you. You can always message me or reach out, or maybe consider joining the Patreon page. All right, everyone. Here's one thing you can absolutely do. Be nice to someone else, because when you are kind and you give kindness, it reflects back on you and makes you feel better. So do something nice for someone else. It'll make you feel a whole lot better. Okay? And with that, I'm thinking of you. I care about you. And I will see you again very, very soon. Bye for now.